So here we are again with the Center for Education and Learning, the speaker series live. And today it's all a little different. But first of all, let me say from here where I'm recording, I'm of course on, as you see, on video. And from here, I'm in Germany. We have Ascension Day today. And on the other side, my guest today is again Peter Maxwell, Slattery. Peter, welcome.
Henning, always good, mate.
And let me introduce a little more. So the Center for Education and Learning, just to remind, is with the intent to learn about us, other species and planets around us. And I personally started to get into all of that around education with an organization I founded in 2009. I mentioned that already in other recordings. That is the organization which is called Juventum. And the intention of that organization is to focus on global education. And what was done recently, actually in another recording, a couple of months ago, I introduced a channel I created through another platform I came across to broadcast basically on radio, and I call it that freetalkradio.com. So in any case, I want to integrate that all and going forward, doing more of these kind of recordings and interviews. And today we want to speak in particular about the topic of the golden age. And still I want to say a few more things. So again, today on this maybe special day, again, it's a great pleasure to speak with you, Peter, and to do this interview with you again. And I just want to highlight when this all kind of started, the first interview was also with you. I was on a journey, I was on a travel at that time in Thailand. And then we did the first recording, so to say, of many of interviews or recordings. And I also did just recordings on my own. But today, again, under these circumstances, on this special day, again, for me, it's a special privilege, it's an honor, it's a pleasure to do this with you. And I would say what is I want to highlight is also source. So, yeah, without further ado, again, the topic of this recording is the golden age. And Peter, over to you. What comes to your mind with all your journey at this moment in time? What would you summarize? What is important from your perspective to know or to keep in mind going forward about the so-called golden age?
You could perceive it as the light at the end of the tunnel through a journey that has been individually experienced, but also collectively within the mind of God. Some might talk about it from the perspective of the 1,000 years of peace. You hear President Trump talking about the golden age. We hear about this age under different terminologies throughout different cultures. But it also brings a yin-yang situation into perspective of dark light. In that light, there's a little bit darkness. In the darkness, there's a little bit of light, and everything is connected in that way. But it is on the horizon for humanity where we step into a higher role for ourselves as a civilization as we go galactic and eventually extragalactic and be guides to other civilizations, even for those that ascend in a multi-dimensional perspective, like we all have guides and angels and beings that we're working with and that we're a part of. With that does come, depending on the frequency that you attain within this golden age, new technologies, new ways of doing things socially, economically, health-wise. We hear about the med beds, the financial system, all these different things. So when it comes to it, this is something that's been foretold and prophesied by many throughout many different cultures, but it's also something that is on the horizon for us. And I think it's really a situation, as I say to people, is not to wait for it to come, but for you to go to it, for you to bring that into the now. Just like New Year's resolutions, people go, oh, the first day next year I'm going to do this. It's like, well, why don't you do it now? So this is where there's blessings in burdens. The time to do that change is always in the now, but there is like a snowball effect to where it builds up, and before you know it, you're going through that which you're putting out for. And in this case, this is a new age for us individually and as a collective.
Thank you for saying all that. I want to add, in terms of context, some have said, and I think I mentioned it also in another recording, the kind of sequence in terms of the history that this Earth and all went through was that there was first a neutral age, then there came a light age, then there was again a neutral age, and then there was a dark age. And we are coming now out of a dark age. Also, one we have cited many times before, and you know well, James Gilliland has said the kind of last or past 250,000 years were the, let's put it like that, the most darkest times that were ever experienced on this planet. And there was actually, from a kind of that sequence, supposed to be a neutral age again. But some say we go into a totally new kind of age, which is called this golden age. So anything to add from that perspective, Peter?
Well, everything's cyclical. So there's cycles. Some might look at it from the Yuga perspective. So there's different Yugas, different cycles, different ages. And yeah, it's something where things have been pretty full on for humanity, not just the last few years, but really when you look at the scope of things the last few thousand years in what we do know and what is public, but not just here on Earth, but also galactically, everywhere and everything goes through its certain type of cycles. And in self-mastery with some of the things that I teach, and I forget the gentleman's name at the moment, but if you look up seasons in life, Tony Robbins goes into this, and the hero's journey, they are also two things that are very applicable to us as a collective in the cycles that we endure within our life and the journey that we experience as well. Also, the solar maximum that we're going through right now, it's a cycle scenario as well, and is also playing a huge part in all this as well. So it's just to add to that is just some food for thought is basically what I'm saying to what you've relayed there as well.
Yeah, and again, thank you so much. And again, I'm grateful for the journey, in particular the journey with or which brought, I would say, this also into reality, the kind of interviews we are doing, the what I did not mention yet, the opportunity, if we can say so, or the fantastic possibility to also visit after we did the interviews at some moment past November, actually, and this April, 2 times I visited your place, Jaya Sanctuary in Australia. So, and again, yeah, grateful for all that, and hopefully there is more we can do together, but hopefully all will recognize what the value of our own life experiences could be, and also what, in the best case, we learn and bring forth out of that in terms of conclusions, what we can bring further into our lives going forward. And I want to give that outlook as we stand at this moment in time, what you have in front of you, Peter. I mentioned the sanctuary. I would put up again with the recording the links of Jaya Sanctuary, but I also want to highlight what I briefly indicated. James Gilliland Asset Ranch in Washington or in the United States. And I think you have some plans. Tell us a little bit still about that.
Yeah, and it's good that you've been to James's place as well. I'll be there on the 4th of July time frame. It goes for a few days. That James and I are holding a workshop event together in Contact and Ascension. And James and I have done a lot of workshops together, so it's really good to work with him, but also just what we get out of the workshops, doing it together, and the groups that attend, whether it's been here in Australia or over at his place. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and it's been great to have you come and see Jaya Sanctuary for yourself and experience it yourself. And if people want to come this way, they can. But also, if you're near James or want to go to Slattery Ranch, definitely check out eseti.org as well, and check out the great work that James is doing as well.
Yeah, thank you for highlighting that, and I hope that is also beneficial for many, or an inspiration, or gives some additional insights. Still, I want to say it is getting better and better. Believe it, do your part. You can all do little things. I said it here and there. If you want to see a smile, better go out with a smile. If you want to see peace in the world, better go out peacefully. And I would also add, life is for living. Everyone has different experiences, different circumstances, but the kind of joy, love, peacefulness, compassion could be major differentiators. The more we identify these things in our life, how we can expand and appreciate the little or bigger moments in life. But Peter, still, over to you one more time for you to conclude, or add still.
Basically, there goes my alarm, pardon me on that. It was just cutting in and out, and I'll just say for everyone, the gist of what Henning was saying, I believe, was just enjoy the fine things in life which are free, which is just, just enjoying life in general. So it was just cutting out the last little moment there, Henning, but I won't speak for you, but that was just the gist I was getting for it. But nothing else to add except keep doing what you're doing, Henning, which is amazing work. You're doing a lot behind the scenes and doing amazing things and awesome things to come as well. And my advice to everyone is just let your light shine. Let your light shine. Don't dim it for no one. Come from the heart and just be the best you. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Yeah, it may be cut out a little bit, but I hope the recording still gives a lot of good insights and information. And again, I want to conclude as many times before, all the best, and all the best of all for all. It's very important, especially in these times. And there's a lot of upside in the times to come. So everyone can play a part in that, if we call it like that, but it should not be difficult. Life is supposed to be easy to some extent. It was never supposed to be difficult. There are what we can say birthrights, divine birthrights to every living thing and being. But anyway, I just want to say again, all the best, and all the best of all for all. And again, it was a pleasure to speak with you again, Peter. And I look forward to do these or these kind of things, interviews, recordings again, and also more, hopefully, kind of projects, and many more good things. So again, what pleasure. Thank you again.
Yeah. No, pleasure as always,
Day.
Henning.
And again, looking forward. All the best to you, and have a beautiful time